The Cistercian Rite is the liturgical rite distinct from the Roman Rite, specific to the Cistercian Order of the Roman Catholic Church. Description: the rite is to be found in the liturgical books of this reformed branch of the Benedictines. The collection, composed of 15 books, was made by the General Chapter of Cito, most probably in 1134. They were later included in the Missal, Breviary, Ritual and Martyrology of the Order, when Pope Pius V ordered the entire Church to conform to the Roman Missal and Roman Breviary. He exempted the Cistercians, because the rite had been more than 400 years in existence. Under Claude Vorsan, general of the Cistercians, several reforms were made in the liturgical books of the order, and were approved by Pope Alexander VII, Pope Clement IX, and Pope Clement XIII. These approbations were confirmed by Pope Pius IX on the 7th of February 1871 for the Cistercians of the common as well as for those of the strict observance. The Cistercian liturgy of the hours was even then quite different from the Roman, as it followed exactly the prescriptions of the rule of Saint Benedict, with a very few minor additions. In the Cistercian Missal before the reform of Claude Vorsan, there were wide divergences between the Cistercian and Roman rites. The Psalm Judica was not said, but in its stead was recited the Veni Creator. The Indulgentium was followed by the Pater and Avenue, and the Oramus Dei Domini was omitted in kissing the altar. After the Pax Domini sit semper vobiscum, the Agnus Dei was said thrice, and was followed immediately by Haec Sacrosancta Commixtio Corporis, said by the priest while placing the small fragment of the sacred host in the chalice. Then the Domini Jesu Christ Filii Dei Vivi was said, but the Corpus Tuum and Quador Sumpsimus were omitted. The priest said the Placete, and then Meritus se Procibus Historum Omnium Sanctorum, Suorum Misereatur Nostri Omnipotens Dominus. Amen, while kissing the altar, and then, as again now in the Roman Rite, ended Mass with the sign of the cross. Outside of some minor exceptions in the wording and conclusions of various prayers, the other parts of the Mass were the same as in the Roman Rite. Also, in some Masses of the year the order was different. For instance, on Palm Sunday the Passion was only said at the High Mass, at the other Masses a special Gospel only being said. However, since the time of Claude Vorsan the differences from the Roman Mass became insignificant. The differences in the ritual were very small. As regards the last sacraments, extreme unction was given before the Holy Viaticum, and in extreme unction the word Pecasti was used instead of the Deliquista that was then in the Roman ritual. In the sacrament of penance a shorter form of absolution might be used in ordinary confessions. The Cistercians have now, since the Second Vatican Council, chosen to celebrate Mass in accordance with the Roman Rite. They preserve, however, their own rite for celebrating the Liturgy of the Hours. In these years since this adoption of the principles of liturgical renewal called for by this council, the monks of the Gethsemane Abbey in Kentucky have been attempting to restore their chant to the primitive forms originally used in Molesme Abbey, from which their order first derived their chant.